How would a young manager go about becoming a Klopp or a Pep? Are we lacking like vision and imaginativeness in footy than now in terms of the strategy?
I think it's just this is American culture just taking the traditions over, and they're trying to bleed.
When you say the American culture, is this like how the clubs are structured in the amount of money that's at stake now?
Yeah, it's business, man. There's so much money in football; it's ridiculous. Like they can't risk it all in the world, mate. Yeah, so there's no way that these owners that have got this much, jeopardy in it are just going to be happy for.
All that Saudi money, they're going to be like, I need to do something.
Hell no.
Just throws a spanner in the works.
Yeah. And it just shows you how much, even in the last 15, 20 years, like LeBron invested in Liverpool. And Liverpool have been
damn good investment.
Massive. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world, maybe top 5 easy, right? Even traditionally, historically, etc. Right? He put in, I think, 6 million in 2011. His stakes are worth over 100 now.
Not surprised.
Do you know what I mean? Just how shows how much the game has grown since 2011, and it was already the biggest sport then. So you can just show, like, it just shows how big the business has got more than.
Hence why you said the league is going up and down, everything's going mental, and the established status quos are changing all the time. Yeah. Because of how much, like, is it just the fact that players are being loaned and bought and it ruins systems, managers change too much? Is so many decisions are happening up here, all of the chaos falls down and messes with everything for every club?
Could be the reason. I think it's just, I don't know. Honestly, you'd
feel
need
like you're
to
really
like
so struggling not to say the game's gone. And that's the only explanation.
Game's gone.
Game's gone.
Game's gone. Game's gone, and it's just gone. Honestly, I think about not even a video essay an hour long. You'd need a series of Jimmy
you
High
probably need
Roller
some genuine
version,
like insider information on it. Like
to
randomly name drop in the studio the other day was ex-footballer Stephen Corker.
In here?
Yeah. You sat where you were actually, so you might want to sniff that seat. And
I don't know if I'm that big a fan, but
he'd only literally just retired like 2 weeks ago at that point, and because he'd been basically a journeyman and like a through and through role player at that point. And what he was saying was with his coaching ambitions, he wants to move into coaching now, and he was mainly talking about how the politics of football were way crazier than you think.
Yeah,
and because he's been to so many different clubs, like he was telling the perspective when he arrives at certain clubs, like when he's had the greatest success is when he works directly and well with managers, and if not, it's usually when the managers because I think he played for. Like some big clubs.
Yeah, he played at Liverpool.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who was the managers then, but I'm not sure who it was in particular. But he said one of them like barely knew him, didn't have the time for him, and just treated him as a number.
Yeah,
and the other one that didn't got far better out of him. So the player relationships still count for a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
and
massive.
Trying to also maintain the internal chaos of what footballers do when they're off the pitch, which I think also is getting worse. Was bad back then.
Yeah, I don't know if it's getting worse. I think it.
No. Yeah, to be fair, he was telling some crazy ass stories.
Yeah, from his time, and before that, the 90s and stuff was crazy. Yeah. Still,
which is why we're done with the 90s.
But yeah, like that's crazy. I think it's a good point. The politics in football is massive. And
so that's why I think when you talk about managers who've got the reputation, I think that would cut through the politics because there's just an established hierarchy. And when there's power vacuums, and that messes with the club. Is Liverpool like the top of the top right now?
Well, they won the league last year, but they are struggling this year. They've invested into a lot of new players and got rid of some old players.
Yeah.
It's not really worked out too well.
Yeah, because they were pretty consistent before that, though, like 2-3 years. They were
when they had Klopp, my God, they were a force to reckon with.
Because that's what I was trying to figure out, was their constant success due to the fact that they had a constant good manager and that authority was
They were consistently great. They were better than they had been. They won the first Premier League in their era. Obviously, they were massive in the 80s and 70s before that. But
he ushed in that new era.
Yeah, if there wasn't for Pep Guardiola in this absolutely super team of Man City, they would have probably been the dynasty in football. But they just had
they were always there.
There was a bigger fish
until Man City bottled it 1 or 2 times.
Basically. They took what they could get out of it, which was just scraps, I guess. But they definitely put up a great fight. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they won the league last year.
So that is the X factor. How would a young manager go about becoming a Klopp or a Pep?
you just need it to go well at certain other clubs. So Klopp had a good history of bringing in. He started off as a player and then took like a player management role. Took like a team in the second or like low second division of Germany.
Are they all former players that are technically the best managers?
Not always the case, but a lot of them have played football. Like Jose Mourinho wasn't a good footballer, but he was a professional, or like really like a semi-pro. I think Sir Alex was a professional, not the best. Do you know what I mean? But like Zinedine Zidane was one of the best footballers ever. He's definitely top 10 footballers of all time. And then he went into coaching, won 3 Champions Leagues back to back. I think it's just, it depends on your aura and your philosophy. And it's a bit of luck as well.
Factor that, like aura and vibe and authority is genuinely a factor in this.
Like a lot of the England golden generation have gone into management. Some of them have done okay-ish. Some of them have sucked, and some of them really bad.
Yeah, you never quite know how that's going to turn out. Like
none of them have done.
JJ Redick becoming head coach of the Lakers.
Yeah,
everyone thought that was going to be a disaster, but he's actually kind of been a genius, low key. Like they're still having their struggles, but like I don't think that's a coaching issue in terms of how he does his plays. I mean, there's internal player stuff that's messing things up there.
But yeah, like if you get Wayne Rooney, one of the best, maybe the best English player of all time, give him some management roles, you'd think that the players, and he does get a little bit out of them, but it's just you can tell it's not going to work because it's his management or his coaching isn't as good as his playing days were. So I don't know.
Because he's probably one of them players that like, did Rooney, do you reckon, play more on instinct than with thinking about his next move 3 steps ahead?
His raw talent and his footballing brain is great probably, but it's the way he can coach in like man management. Maybe it's difficult.
I imagine you, like, if you were on the pitch yourself, you'd know the moves to make. But someone handed you a whiteboard, and then you'd have to do it with X's and O's. It would completely change how, like, you'd be like,
There's a good example of that. So Glenn Hoddle was like one of the best English players in like the 80s and etc. Right, and then became a manager. Was England manager for a bit, but he had some issues with his players. He was trying to get when he was at the lower leagues or the lesser teams. He's basically like managing players that were nowhere near his level, and that's obviously hard to do anyway because he's Glenn Hoddle. But he's asking them to do what he wanted, like he could have done.
Just score.
And they're like, bro, I can't do what you did. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, again, these players, managing lesser players, asking them to do what they were good at. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes it could work, but sometimes it's just like how.
I can see how that'd be an issue.
Do you know what I mean? It's like Michael Jordan coming in.
Just do a fucking rainbow flick and just.
Michael Jordan just coming in like, why don't you just get like, dunk from the free throw line? Like, I can't do that.
This is my headcanon for if Messi became a head coach in the Prem. He would be like, I don't know, just run around that guy and score against 5 people. It's not that hard.
Yeah. That's why I feel like Ronaldo could never be a manager because he would the ego.
I don't think anyone. I think people would walk out being a manager with Ronaldo.
Like, go on, do it.
He's a right twat.
I don't know. Maybe he's got the leadership abilities.
Scary vibe,
Yeah. Like, because I think maybe that's what Zidane. Like, no one could do what Zidane did, with the player wise, but he's still got the best out of it. It just depends on your personality and your. I don't know. There's a lot of factors to it. But yeah,
I am so curious to see like when certain players have retired. Like for instance, Chris Paul. I'm like, I reckon he'd be a good coach.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
and I'm not sure if he's gonna because he's been the chief of the Players Association for years and years. So he's already been in like some organisational role. I'm convinced LeBron will be an incredible owner or coach, but. That's the king, the god, my everything. So anything.
But then it might not go well because he's asking people to do what only LeBron can do, or like
he already is a kind of player coach as is. Because
but you don't know how successful that could go.
And then again, in his 60s when he used to throw on a fucking jersey again and just like, drop 40 because that's my dog.
Yeah, probably the way the league would be at that time. Probably quite easy for him to do
that. Who's your like next picks for like players that right now? Who do you reckon would be a sick coach later on or manager? Sorry.
Right now, it's really hard. It's always the people you don't expect.
Because some of them must have quite like the people that know how to make just the right pass, right time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be less and less and less though, for sure. Like nobody's going to be going into this game. Like nobody will want to be a manager in the future. Like from what they can see that's happening now. There's been some good examples of it. So Xavi Alonso, he was coached under the best. He had Mourinho as a coach, Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez. He had loads of great influences to take from. Did really well. Won in Germany the league. He's just got sacked from Real Madrid though. Like that job is a monster in himself. I think he mutually left, but people like that, and he was just a quarterback of a midfielder. Let's just say he could see the game. Cesc Fabregas is the same great coach at the minute. Xavi, like Zidane, all these people. I think the
midfielders.
I think they're probably the ones that you could, they
do a bit of everything. Football, really, aren't
do you know what I mean? They saw, but then these guys get opportunities that maybe others won't, sort of thing. But it just depends, of course. Like goalkeepers can make good managers. Defenders are usually the captains.
Just sat there watching the game until their bit comes along. So
the centre backs are usually captains, and they're the ones that distribute, give the orders and stuff. So they make good managers. I think it does depends, but it's just, I think it does come down to luck sometimes as well. Like sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, sometimes the system that you've envisioned works out.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you right now. It would be someone completely random or someone that won't. Maybe like a Jordan Henderson.
Yeah. Harry Kane?
Yeah, Harry Kane could be quite. He's a leader in his own sense, but it's just whether he would want to do it. I think he probably would have. Yeah, I'm going to say Harry Kane, but then I could see him doing really bad.
Yeah,
even though he knows what he wants to deliver, it's just I don't think it'd go right, like a Bruni situation.
Yeah, it feels like some clubs maybe unless you're already a Pep or a Sir Alex Ferguson, the overall pressure and the expectation is impossible.
Yeah. So it depends what the club is. You might get eaten alive by the pressure itself.
Do you reckon something's going to give, or do you reckon that's just going to keep happening? It's going to be a vicious cycle.
Depends. Like you'll never. Real Madrid is just its own animal. Even Zidane, he won 3 Champions League. If he left on a high, but like if it went a little bit wrong,
why would they sack him if they won 3?
Oh, he left. He was like
he left. Okay.
He was just like, completed it, mate. Generally was like, what do you want me to do now? Like, I know, like, at
Did he go somewhere else to try and...
No, he hasn't managed since.
Oh, okay. When did he leave?
Just before, like, 2019, 2018. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
2018, maybe a bit before that. Don't quote me, but...
Yeah.
He won back to back to back.
You know right. 3-peat. Michael Jordan retire.
Yeah.
Come back, manager of Chelsea next. Yeah.
Oh, mate. But we won't go that way. We go PE teachers, mate, so... We're not getting Zidane, you know what I mean? Yo.